the ideas that I have are something that I can easily pursue. So I think it'd be a tough transition.
For over 30 years, Microsoft Windows was more than just a software. Microsoft didn't just set the standard, they built the walls of the digital kingdom we all live in. But as we move through 2026, those walls are starting to crumble. We are witnessing the beginning of a great migration. Microsoft is stumbling for the first time in history. The desktop monopoly is under siege, and this did not happen overnight. It started with the forced updates that interrupted your work at the worst possible moments. You would be in the middle of an important presentation, a deadline, a project, or a video call, and suddenly Windows would decide it was the time to restart. No warning you could ignore. No real choice, just a countdown timer and a threat of forced shutdown. Then came the bloatware, apps you never asked for, pinned to your taskbar like uninvited guests. Candy Crush, Xbox Game Bar, Microsoft Teams, installed by default even if you never used it. Your start menu became cluttered with suggestions, ads, and recommendations for services you didn't want. This wasn't your computer anymore, it was Microsoft's advertisement platform that you happened to be paying for. But the turning point was when Microsoft stopped treating Windows as a tool and started treating it as a product to be monetized at every turn. Microsoft turned your start menu into an ad platform and your settings into a maze of dark patterns designed to prevent you from using a different browser. If you wanted to switch from Microsoft Edge to Google Chrome, they would make it harder for you to change it. If you wanted to change your default search engine, they would make you click through multiple screens and warnings. Your operating system became an advertisement for Microsoft. Every update brought new ways to push a user towards the Microsoft's own services. The trust was eroding with every passing year. But the moment that truly broke the trust of the users was the introduction of AI recall, as it would take a high-resolution screenshot of your screen every few seconds. It would record your private chats, your bank details, your medical reports, your work secrets, all in the name of AI productivity. But privacy experts see it for what it truly is, a digital surveillance system. Everything that you did on your device was saved by Microsoft. Security researchers immediately raised alarms. What happens when this database gets hacked? What happens when governments demand access? What happens when Microsoft decides to monetize this data? The moment that many users realized that Microsoft no longer respects their privacy or their autonomy, and they started looking for alternatives. And that's when they discovered something remarkable. While Windows was getting heavier and invasive and more desperate, something else was happening in the background. For decades, Linux was the punchline of a joke, a complex command line nightmare reserved only for hackers and system administrators who had time to compile their own kernels and fix broken dependencies. But the users had enough with Microsoft's issues, and a lot of users started switching to Linux instead of Microsoft. The Linux experience has transformed. Gone are the days of terminal commands being necessary for basic tasks. Modern Linux distributions are polished, beautiful, and user-friendly. Whether it's a sleek professional experience of Pop OS, the rock-solid stability of Fedora, or the sheer beauty of the KDE Plasma desktop, Linux has finally achieved what Microsoft forgot. Genuine user experience. Installation is easier than Windows. Most distributions detect your hardware automatically and install drivers without requiring you to hunt down manufacturer's website. Software management is much simpler than Windows. Your computer boots faster, runs cooler, and lasts longer. Old hardware that Windows declared obsolete suddenly feels fast again on Linux. We are seeing this shift everywhere, and it's not just individual users. Massive corporations are shifting to Linux. Educational institutes are switching to save money and teach students about open source principles. Developers have been using Linux for years, but it's simply superior for programming. Now regular users are discovering what developers always knew. Linux just works, and it works better. And let's not talk about the useless bugs that Windows 11 has. Random bugs, random issues, but we will talk about that in another video. So as we stand at the crossroads of 2026, the question is no longer can Linux replace Windows? The question is, why are you still staying? Welcome to the future. Welcome to Linux.